we get them plants and shit in there,
Yeah.
that shit's gonna go even more well, because it's gonna put that whole, that whole look inside the place. You know what I'm saying?
God. Yeah, it could be decked out, decked out for the occasion. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, all the details. Once all the details is covered, are for the Black Expo weekend, then we'd be able to expand from that.
Right.
Shalom, Israel. Hold on one sec.
You good,
Shalom, Israel. We the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Start at 1 West, 125th Street, Hall, New York. We got classes Tuesday through Friday, online, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right, you go to I.S.U.P.K.com. Also, make sure you can come to our classes here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Wednesday, 4:30 to 6:30. Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sabbath service, and Sunday, 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. We also have classes in Louisville, Kentucky, every Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Every Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. at the
And also, there's also a Wednesday's class, which is also a Louisville class also, and that'll be from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. every Wednesday.
Right. So get down in these classes, get into the physical classes, so you can ask your questions and learn the truth from the priests and prophets on the side. Nothing outside the I.S.U.P.K. has the truth. You see a lot of fake Israelite groups popping up. They pop up for 2-3 years and then fade away. They do some classes, You go there, you're going to get lies and you're not going to get the truth. You understand? You're going to get a whole bunch of BS or, just a watered down version of the truth. You ain't going to get they learn. They teach you, they learn from us. All right? Open the floor for questions. Do you have any questions? Let's get all those. Can't get the same look as before because the fan. In a sense, the smoke look. Alright. Right now is the time for your questions. If you have any questions, ask them now. Type them in on the online chat on Facebook. Type them in. All right. If you on YouTube, you're gonna have some questions, address them later. But on Facebook. Camera. Okay. Somebody had a question. Understanding on Lamentations 4:7 on Ruddy. Lamentations 4:7. This is a good one. This is one that a white devil tried to pull, or a scripture similar, where he tried to make Esau mean red and ruddy, and he tried to make David, where it said about David was ruddy, he tried to make that mean the same thing when they don't mean the same thing. All right. The same way as if I say that's fat, it can mean multiple things. Right? There's multiple meanings for one word in the Israelite culture. White man would not understand that. Go ahead and read Lamentations 4:7. And if I could, before we even read it, I'll tell you off top, the best way to understand what that word means, let's say you got one word, you go to the dictionary, you got 5 definitions. You're going to have to take that word and read it in its context. What context is the word being used in? And that will help you understand what do they mean when they say that in that particular sentence. There's multiple things mean multiple. You got multiple words, or you got words that mean the same thing. They have multiple meanings. When you go to a dictionary, right? You open up a word and you search it out. They'll have 1 definition, 2 definitions. They'll have sometimes 3 definitions for one word. What does that mean? How are you going to know which word or the author, whoever's writing it, how are you going to know what they're talking about when you have 3 definitions of what they could possibly be talking about? Context. Context is very important. Very important. That's what Christians don't use. Go ahead and read that scripture. Oh, go ahead.
The word ruddy never meant red until, if white people make a dictionary, right? They can sit there and change the meaning of words at their will. You see what I'm saying? White people could come up with a dictionary tomorrow, and everybody will look at it as being valid and credible. You see what I'm saying? But in the Bible, ruddy never meant red. That's not what it meant. Ruddy meant a youthful exuberance. You see what I'm saying? A person being red, when has that ever been a sign of health and vitality? There's never been a sign of that. You know what I'm saying? A white person gets sunburned, I guess that that makes him, he's like, youthful and that's a good thing, right? No, he's sunburned. He looks like a piece of bologna.
Right.
Okay.
Let's get that scripture what he's talking.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 7. Her Nazarites were purer than snow.
Now, this is the exact same scripture we brought out to cut what Brother meant, what he tried to say Brother meant, right? Which means he was trying to say means he's white, or he's like Esau, or he's red like Esau. So King David is a white man, or King David is an Edomite, or they look the same, or whatever he was trying to get at, right? We cut him on this with this scripture. He said this, they're purer than snow, or whiter than snow. Does that mean they're white? No, it does not mean they're white. It means they're clean. When you read the scriptures in Revelations, it said all the saints will be wearing, they have their white garments on. That ain't talking about just wearing everybody got white tee. So all the saints, they come in on with white tees. They fresh in their white tee, huh? All up in the club spit game in their white tee. That's the song. That's what the song said. That's not what it means. It don't mean they're wearing white tees and white shoes and white Nikes and all that. It means they're clean. They're unspotted. They're not dirty. They're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what that means. It's not a child molester. All right? Go ahead, boy.
They're blameless.
All right.
That's what that means. It means there's no accusation that can be brought up against them that would actually stick. Just like there was a situation when, who was it? One of the prophets that was brought, you know what I'm saying, before the Most High, he had on a spotted garment, right? And his garment was changed. You see what I'm saying? And he was given a spotless garment, spotless. You see what I'm saying? That's the white. And when they're talking to Daniel, when it talks about and many shall be changed and made white, that doesn't mean they will be turned into Caucasian people. You see what I'm saying? That means they will be counted as blameless. You see what I'm saying? Because a spot represents sin, transgression. Them being made blameless means no accusation against them will actually stick. Like if you got a man that go to court, you know what I'm saying? And he's charged with a crime or whatever, right? Right. And then all the evidence proves in a just court, proves that man is not guilty of a goddamn crime. That man is white inside that court. You know why? Because that man is blameless. Nothing actually sticks to him. That's what it's talking about. We got to quit being carnal when we look at these scriptures.
Right. Basically, get in this class in these I.S.U.P.K, Israelite School of U.P.K classes and learn what it's talking about, like you doing. I read more on that.
They were whiter than milk.
Go ahead.
No, like,
Go ahead.
There's no person on this goddamn planet that is whiter than milk. That you know what I'm saying? Physically, there's no such thing as that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Even if you wanted to say that as a white man.
Right. I mean, come on, man. Nobody's like that. You know what I'm saying? Saying the color of milk, get the hell out of here. The humans don't come in that color.
Right.
They were more ruddy in body than rubies.
Go ahead. Oh, that's ruddy. Yeah, ruddy in body than rubies. Okay, first of all, a ruby is red. Right? So they more ruddy in body than rubies. So first they white, now they red. Keep reading more.
Their polishings was of sapphire.
Now they blue. so basically, this if ruddy there means they're red like Esau. So that means obviously the other things gotta be not figurative either. They gotta be literal. So he's white like snow, red like rubies, and he's blue like sapphire. So tell me who looks like what is that description? Is that a description of a man, or is that a description of characteristics? Somebody can be beating red, white, and blue. You can say, yeah, he's beating blue. He's beating red and blue. You know what I'm saying? Or he's like I said, you can use that as characteristics figuratively. If you're talking literally, that means he's white, red, and blue. All right. Obviously, that's not what it means. So that's how you know in context that is not talking about physical attributes. That's colors of the skin. That's talking about figurative characteristics. All right. There was somebody else who had a question, but they didn't went away. So if you can retype your question, besides Lamentations 4 and 7, which we just broke down, that's talking figurative characteristics. Fresh, clean. They rendered their rubies of Lord and sapphire means they're precious. All right. If you got a ruby and it ain't red, it ain't on point. If you got a sapphire and it ain't got a strong blue, it's kind of like a hazel blue. Well, you don't know what the hell that thing is. That might be a fucking, it's like, excuse my language, a moon, it might be a rock you just found, a pebble, and just kind of bluish. It ain't no ruby though. It ain't no sapphire. That sapphire got a strong blue. You understand? Basically saying they're on point, they precious. It's like, man, that's like you like a clear-cut diamond. Or you like a rough diamond. You know, that's two types of diamonds. Basically, one person is real fine and clean and neat. The other one is precious, but it's kind of got rough around the edges. You see what I'm saying? Means two different things. That's what it's talking about. Yes, you said something.
Will, sir. And when it talks about them being more ruddy in body than rubies, now you look at a ruby, right? You can't tell how old it is. You see what I'm saying? Sarah was actually in her 60s when she was brought before the king of Egypt and them, right? Being more ruddy in body than rubies means you don't even look your age because death gets set back because you so righteous. You see what I'm saying? Just like when Christ was on the scene. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that Christ actually looked 33. You see what I'm saying? Because the man lived a blameless life. When a person lives a blameless life, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times you can't tell how old they are. You have certain exceptions to the game or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the Lord, a lot of times the Lord set them up for something different. You know what I'm saying? But when it talks about them being more ruddy in body than rubies, that's not talking about them being the same color as a goddamn ruby, them being red. You know what I'm saying? A ruby is red. You know what I'm saying? And that's never been a sign of health and vitality.
Right.
And then when it goes back, when it says they're whiter than milk, come on, what's down? You have to always think spiritually when it comes to these things. Whiter than milk, they're being blameless. Milk is solid white, unspotted. You see what I'm saying? The milk that you're going to drink is going to be unspotted, untainted with anything, right? means worthy of being presented before the Lord. That's what it means to be white. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Without being white, you're not able to be presented before the Lord, and that white meaning being spotless. That ain't got the goddamn thing. White people were never called white before a few hundred years ago. They were never called that. You see what I'm saying? They were never called white. They made it. They put that stuff on themselves. What did they do? They went out destroying everybody on the earth, and they counted themselves blameless. That's how they got the name white people in the first goddamn place. They gave themselves that title. They saying, we are blameless. That's what they were really saying. Not talking about, they were never talking about the color of their skin.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. All right, and like I said, brother had the question, if you are a professional eater, is that the sin of gluttony? I believe that's what you're trying to say, gluttony. Okay. A professional eater, that person is more doing it as a job. You understand? He's doing it as a job to make money. He's a professional eater. He tastes his food. You know what I'm saying? He tastes to see if this food is right. Or he drinks the wines to make sure to see what flavor wines. You know what I mean? Or is he a drunkard because he's drinking so much wine? No, those is professions. Those is careers. You know what I mean? Now if you just a dude who goes to places and you just pig out and eat too much, then you will know you ate too much because you'll be damn near throwing it up at night. All right, that's how you'll know. But if a professional eater who eats food and tries foods and eats different stuff, and you got them dudes who travel around and go to different restaurants or they critics and they write about it, nah, he's not a glutton. He's not hungry, but he's just supposed to eat this food for whatever reason that he makes his money. You understand? No, it's not like that's not no sin of gluttony. That's him doing his career.
Well, sir. The person is probably talking about people that have being hot dog contests and stuff like that, right? Like, say for instance, you got people that are in these big eating contests, where they be eating, you can eat the most hot dogs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That stuff right there, according to the letter of the law, it's not a sin, but at the same time, is it expedient for us to do? Hell no, I don't believe it's expedient for us to do. You see, like the Japanese, you know what I'm saying? They'll have a hot dog eating contest and load themselves up. Those are heathen customs. You see what I'm saying?
If I could. Also, they throw that food up. They don't eat that. They're actually wasting that food.
Right.
You understand? When they done, hot dog contest, they got 50 hot dogs, 60, 80 hot dogs in their belly. They go right to the back and they throw it all up. They don't just eat it and go home. You understand? They throw all that up and then that's that. You understand? Now, but yeah, like I said, for professional eaters who got to taste wine and eat foods at restaurants to test the food or write reviews about it, that's not a sin. It's not wise to be a professional hot dog eater. You understand? But if they start paying super good money, you know what I mean? Hey, go ahead and be a professional hot dog eater. You're gonna have to throw it all up. It is wasting food. But if you're making money, then that's not a sin. You understand? But like the brother was saying, it's not expedient. But if that is your job and your career and you're making good money, don't just quit it and say, oh no, because it's not no sin. You know what I'm saying? It's not no sin to eat a lot. You understand? Then you're gonna throw it up, but you're getting paid to do it for entertainment. Entertainment purposes. You're never like an entertainer now. That's the only purpose. Why else would they have that contest? You know what I mean? Just to watch you pig out and go like, oh, and be amazed at the feat or whatever. Whatever the reason is that's more entertainment. All right. Okay. Any other questions? We're gonna move on.
We'll say something right quick
though.
though.
Go ahead.
But at the same time, that is not expedient for a ruler. That custom right there is not expedient for a man that sees himself as being a prince upon the earth. Could you imagine Prince Henry gobbling down hot dogs all the goddamn time, right?
That's a bad look.
Right. You see what I'm saying? We're supposed to be a nation of kings and priests, right? So for somebody to see you shucking and jiving or eating the hot dogs all the way down. How are they going to perceive you when you run around talking about you a goddamn king and a priest? How are they going to perceive you now? They're not going to perceive you too well. You see what I'm saying? They're going to look at you just like this big entertainer that's gulping down every, you like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, but you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be a priest. You see what I'm saying? Not expedient for you.
Yeah, and for the most part, if that is your career already and you're trying to learn the truth, call and get counsel so we can get you a better job, all right? And get you a better slavery. Same with the sisters who called in that she was a masseuse and stuff, and she had to massage people, she massaging fat, nasty white guys and all that disgustingness. Don't just go quit your job, make sure you're wearing gloves, but call the school, get counsel so you can get a better job. You understand? You can get a better slavery. Don't do certain stuff just because for the sake of having slavery. You know what I mean? Or just for the sake of doing it. Or for the sake of getting $100. Oh, I can do it, get $100.
Right.
Whoever eats the most hot dogs on this plate at the state fair, get $100.
Right.
You run up there and jump up there when you trying to, raise up your nation, but you run up there and gobble down a whole bunch of hot dogs looking like an idiot for $100.
And then they go, see, look. Look at this. Put the camera right on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody else is in the contest. The camera go right on you. See, look at them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. He said that's why he asked. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't go down that line. If you're already in that line, get counsel from the school so we can transition you into a better job. But don't just quit it outright. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I gotta pay all my bills and keep my family fed. Let me just stop it right now, and then everybody's hungry and lights are getting turned off, and you gotta call the school for money. Just keep doing it and get the counsel so you can transition into a real honorable career, honorable slavery. You can have slavery that's honorable. You know what I mean? Or you can have a slavery that's dishonorable. Bernie Mac was a comedian. Kevin Hart is a comedian. You understand? But they do in two different ways. You know what I mean? Kevin Hart's making fun. He's making money off of everybody making fun of him and him being a punk black man who's scared of everything. Bernie Mac making jokes where he's not scared of everything. And he's manly. He's making black men, look good.
Right.
But then Kevin Hart doing it and making black men look bad. So you can have slavery, but that makes our people look good, and have a slavery that makes our people look bad.
Right.
And you don't want to go to the slavery that making our people look bad. You understand? Because you also got to think of the future generations.
Right.
You understand? Because then now they got to go down that line of work because you didn't kind of open the door and set it up for them. Now they got to do this embarrassing work.
Right.
Go ahead,
Which all goes around to the D word. Dignity. You gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? Just like what Captain was mentioning, Bernie Mac had dignity in his comedy. You see what I'm saying? Of course, he was, a little rough around the edges and doing something, but overall, he had dignity in his comedy. He was manliness. He was manly with his stuff. There's ways to be funny. There's ways to do everything it is that you do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And image is always important. Bernie Mac never humiliated himself. You never see Bernie Mac run around with a goddamn dress on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Bernie Mac was always manly in them stuff. Well, and whatever it was that he did, while Kevin Hart, on the other hand, he was pretty much saying, I'm going to bend over for whatever the hell it is that's out there. Even when he sat there and tried to take a stand, being the fact that he was such a bitch before, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And being the fact that he trained his mind to be such a bitch, right?
Right.
When he sat there and said, Kevin Hart is a brand name, I will not put on a dress. Next thing you know, they put his black ass in a goddamn dress. He was in a purple dress on Saturday Night Live, you know what I'm saying? Just that quick, you see what I'm saying? When they never was able to do that to Bernie Mac. Be dignified in whatever it is that you do.
Damn right. All right, we'll sign across. Now, we got any more questions? I want you to write down your questions now. We're gonna get the last of these questions out before we get into the topic. You know what I'm saying, on this brotherhood, this warfare, brotherhood in warfare. You go ahead and write your questions now. We'll give another 2 minutes or so.
Slide, sir.
Go ahead.
Do you want me to go to verse 8 on this, to go ahead and chop that shit all the way, bring that shit all the way home? But this is blacker than the coal.
No, we'll move on. They should get the point. anybody who heard that, they got it wrong. So with the limitations, like I said, it's figurative. That's all figurative language. Metaphors, similes, whatever you want to call it. All right. Damn, that one damn isn't. Say that racist. That's damn near switching. That's damn near switching.
That's why I want to go with that one. I was want to make a point of how the hell can they be if they talking about they was white? How they gonna go from being white in one verse and then to blacker than a coal in the next verse when it's supposed to be Caucasian?
We're gonna pass on that because we got some more questions. All right. A sister said, "I don't eat pork, but my slavery is working in pork industry." So, my Tawab, this is what you gotta do. You'll be unclean for if you touch pork, right? If you touch a dead pig, you're unclean. But if a dead pig died in the middle of Jerusalem, is we just all gonna leave it there? No. You know what I mean? We'll have some people come through with gloves and protective equipment, and they will remove it. So long as you have gloves and you have stuff on, and you know there's no way pork is flying in your mouth or in your face or all over you, you good. Just make sure you wear gloves and you wear the proper thing so the pork is not touching your bare skin. You understand? The pork is not all in your bare skin and getting on your clothes, and now you're trying to, you know what I mean, it's all in the clothes, maybe your clothes unclean. Then you can never come to class because you're always unclean. This is what you do to squash that. Wear gloves. Have a work outfit that is for work. Then, you know, when you get home, you can take it off, have that washed, and then you can come to class even the same day. Because you changed your outfit, you didn't touch no pork, you had gloves on, and you're able to come to class still, even though you had to go to work around pork. All right?
But we'll say something.
Go ahead.
It would probably be real good for you to wear a leather apron also if you have to deal with that pork. Because see, if you're dealing with a cloth apron, right? And that gets inside the juices get inside the cloth and all of that stuff, it gets on your shirt and it will make you unclean also. See if you can invest in a leather apron to where if the pork does get up on you, the leather, can just come right off. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's on the leather, come right off, nothing seeps in. You see what I'm saying? You probably want to invest in that. And you want to follow the laws of uncleanness. Let's say some days it's not leather. You can't get no leather stuff, and the stuff is splashing or grease popping or whatever, and there's pig all in it or whatever. Just follow the laws of uncleanness and don't come to class unclean. You understand? I mean, you could come to class unclean, but you gotta let people know you're unclean. All right. See, this is a sister accent, so she's not gonna ever be teaching a class, right? So you want to make sure you shower, you change, and classes are usually 7 to 9. Probably wait till sundown, then come. You know what I'm saying? So then nobody run up on you or hug you or nothing, and then they unclean, and you making things unclean in the school. You just want to make sure you follow the laws of uncleanness, which basically means you shower, then the sun has to go down on your uncleanness, and now you're clean. So if I was unclean right now, I would have to shower, and then when the sun went down, tonight I would be clean again. All right? Basically like just a time period, a time period of where you have showered and washed, and a time period that's passed to where you're clean. You know what I mean? But it's the time period of the sun going down. All right? That's the letter of the law. You know what I mean? The spirit of it is shower, wash, let that time go by. Mainly you wait till sundown. That's the thing you want to do. All right? They say they wear like 4 gloves and they're well covered. So you're good. All right? So you're definitely good, sis. Any more questions? We're gonna get the last questions, and then we're gonna start the topic. All right, you type your questions in. Some you've been studying this week, some you've seen at work, you've seen in the world. Type the question in right now before we move on and get it in. Yeah, no sacrifices.
All right. We're going to get started with the topic. The topic is warfare and brotherhood. Okay? We're going to start at Exodus 15:3. Exodus 15:3. All right? The topic is warfare and brotherhood because we are in this warfare, right? But the main key to this warfare, first of all, that the Lord is on our side, and second of all, our brotherhood, which also includes sisterhood. All right? Exodus 15:3.
Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
The Lord is a man of war. Nayam. Sister Nayam, there's no U in the Hebrew, so we'll get with you on that. It should be a Y-A-M at the end. All right, just so we check on that, get that Hebrew together. The Lord is a man of war. All right, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. That's just letting you know right there. The Most High is all about that warfare. His truth is about that warfare. It's not about your feelings and how you feel and how great things are, or how you love and your spirit and your kind, and just all that Christian stuff. That's what all they about. Everything the Christian church is about is damn near the exact opposite of what the Lord is really about. The Lord is not about your feelings and how you feeling bubbly inside and he made you feel good and made a lot of times that is sin. Or you'll be sinning, because it feels just so feel good. If you chasing that feel good feeling, you'll be messing around sinning. Because it felt so good. You know what I mean? Let's get Exodus 17 and 16.
Exodus chapter 17 and verse 16. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
The Lord gonna have war with Amalek from generation to generation. You know what that means? That means we have war with Amalek from generation to generation as well. Okay? When the Lord gives an order down that comes from on high, the whole nation has to follow it. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of what you think, you might think, oh, this ain't right. This ain't right. But the problem is you ain't no damn judge on what's right and what's wrong. You understand? What you feel and what you think is right and what you think is wrong is if everybody followed that, we'd be all dead. Because you don't know what the hell is right and what the hell is wrong. Understand? You a mere mortal. The Most High is God. You understand? He has knowledge past, the moon and the stars. All right. So in this warfare, what's so important and so much I love about it is, orders, when they come down, how well you follow those orders in this warfare is how well, you serve the Most High. You understand? That's the exact same correlation. How well you follow those orders is how well you serve the Most High, regardless of how you feel. This brother might get on your nerves all the damn time. Or this sister might get on your nerves. Or this situation might get on your nerves. Regardless of that, how well you perform your orders is how well you serve the Most High. That's what you gotta always remember. You're not serving, you might be serving your brother, doing something for your brother. But in that service, you're doing it for the Most High. In that service, you're serving the Most High. Because the Most High don't need you to do nothing. The Most High don't need you to do nothing for him. The Most High don't need you to go do anything for him. He can do everything his damn self. He got angels that do everything at his mere thought. At the at the slightest inkling that he wants something done, the angel will be right there to do it. He has thousands upon thousands and millions upon millions of heavenly host beings that will do exactly what he wants, exactly how he wants, exactly when he wants. He don't need you to do something for him. What you gonna do for the Most High? You gonna help the Most High? You gonna give him food? How? How would you give the Most High food? That's what Christians always do. I did this for the Lord, and I did that for the Lord. How did you do that for the Lord? You ain't do it, you know what I'm saying? You didn't do nothing for the Lord. But you can do something for your brother. And the Most High loves your brother.
Right.
So when you do something, you ain't never going to really do something for the Most High, but you will end up see yourself doing stuff for your brother. What did Christ say? Christ, we're going to get that scripture too. He said, matter of fact, let's get that scripture. Hold on one sec. Give me more Exodus 17:16. All right.
Exodus chapter 17, verse 16. You said more on that.
That was it on that? All right, no sweat. Get Luke 10 and 27. All right. This warfare, you will be serving a man. You will be serving your brother. It's a brotherhood. It's a family. You understand? And the way you serve your brother is the way you serve the Most High. Scripture says you cannot love the Most High and hate your brother. Because how can you hate your brother who you see every day, but love the Most High who you never seen? Okay? Go ahead and get that scripture where we at. Luke 10 and 27.
Luke chapter 10 and verse 27. And he answered.
It's funny. As soon as I say that, everybody start leaving out the class. When people start leaving out, maybe U.P.K. people say strong.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people in the world who was watching, they done left the class off of that.
Oh, wow. Ain't that
Yeah, you see that's how you know that. You understand? You know what I mean? Keep going, more on that scripture.
Oh, wow. And he answered and said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul.
Right.
And with all thy strength, and with all thy might, and thy neighbor as thyself.
What are you supposed to love your neighbor as?
Thyself.
You're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself.
Right.
You understand? You're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. So, you're supposed to love the Most High with all your strength and love them. And the other scripture goes, how does the other scripture go? Two greatest things, love thy brother as thyself, love the Most High.
Right.
So you serving the Most High, but that's not somebody you're gonna see every day. You really ain't gonna see him at all. You ain't gonna give the Most High a drink because he's thirsty. You ain't gonna give the Most High help or assistance because he needs your help and he can't do it. He can't make it that far. But you will be doing it for your brother if you in the truth. You understand? That's one thing sisters don't. A lot of sisters need to get right in their damn mind as well. They think they doing the Lord a service by just listening and watching class.
Right.
And keeping the law, statute, commandments. Keeping the law, statute, commandments is the bare minimum.
Right.
That's the must. That's the basic that you have to do. You ain't doing the Most High service because you ain't. Oh, I ain't been with a man in a year. You're probably half of your damn lying. I ain't been with a man in a year, so I know I'm following the Lord and doing the right thing. No, that don't mean you're doing nothing.
Right.
You ain't doing nothing, really.
Yeah, if I will, sir.
You ain't even, hold up. If I could, you ain't even being productive. You ain't even being productive. If you want to serve the Lord, you will end up serving and helping your people in your nation. Because that's what consists of serving the Lord. All right, go ahead, Warren. You had something to bring up?
Yeah, also, just as important as what you're doing, or as a matter of fact, even more so important than what you're doing is the reason why you're doing it. You see what I'm saying? The reason why you're doing it, you really got to look at the reason why you're actually doing it too, though. And a lot of the time you've been without a man for a whole year, like what Cap was saying, a lot of he's lying, but, a lot of the time they looking for some type of man that's got all of these different qualities that they figure that they want, and you know what I'm saying? You gotta have all of this, and they got this huge standard, you know what I'm saying? That they got set some damn where, and they're like, if no man meets that, then I ain't gonna have a man. So then they say, well, that's the reason why I've been without a man for a whole year. It ain't got nothing to do with Lord has got everything to do with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's a heavy, that's a heavy point. You understand? Like you said, he doing all that because he's, whatnot. They ain't got nothing to do with the Lord, to be honest. And it has shit to do with the Lord.
Yeah, but will, sir. They trying to slap. They trying to slap the Lord's label on a pile of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So man, especially you sisters, like a lot of sisters, and I'm especially UPK sisters. Like I don't see enough sisters putting in hardly any work. But you know what I mean. But I seen Detroit barbecue. Shout out to the Midwest barbecue out of Detroit. Now the sisters there. Now I seen those sisters putting in work.
Right.
I seen those sisters putting in work. But if you a new sister coming in, you know what I mean, you just did your 6 months or whatnot, or you doing what you're doing, getting it in. You need to start putting in. You need to start putting in work. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit back and let the men build it all. I guess you just there to look cute and wear a hair cover.
Right.
And be cute and get attention.
Right.
As long as you get attention from all the brothers and stuff like that, and you looking cute, yeah, I mean everything's good.
Right.
But I ain't see you flip out not one burger for no brother.
Right.
I ain't see you do no brother's hair. I ain't see you help no brother, help no brothers get to camp. I ain't see you help, feed the brothers, mainly feeding these brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't seeing none of that. So that's important. You ain't serving, you ain't going. A lot of sisters, especially sisters in the world, they think they doing the world a favor because they stopped being a hoe. They stopped sleeping with all types of dudes, and they stayed with one. They've been with one man now, or whatever. So they just did the war. They did everybody. They did the war. They did God a favor. No, you didn't do God a favor. You actually did yourself a favor. You know what I mean? Because you was leading to destroy your damn self by being a whore. Right. You know what I mean? And sleeping with all these different dudes. Right. All right. And not supporting the men in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
Go ahead.
Because that next nigga was gonna shoot you full of AIDS. So you was doing yourself a big favor with that. You know what I'm saying? Shoot you full of AIDS, shoot you with gonorrhea, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. You did you a favor. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Your body was done a favor right there.
Yeah, the law, statutes, and commandments, us keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is for our own good. That ain't for the good of the Lord. And see, you know what I mean? That's for our own good, to keep ourselves from destruction. You know what I mean? But you also, your brothers, what you doing for them? You know what I'm saying? Is gonna be your orders, the orders you get from the men. You following that is you following the Lord. All right. Let's get Exodus 18 and 19. Okay. Like we said, this brotherhood is very important. Brotherhood is very important in warfare. All right. Basically, the ranking system is basically a big brother, little brother system. You got the brother that's over you, that's like a big brother. If you over a man, you're supposed to look out for him like a big brother would look out for his little brother. Make sure he's safe. Guide him in the right decisions. Watching over him. If you're a little brother, you got men over you, you understand, you're supposed to be a good little brother. Following his orders, helping him out. Doing what he says to do. And that's in his truth anyways. Your brother in the world, I mean, who knows about that situation? I'm talking about you in this truth. You understand? That's what it's supposed to be. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 18 and verse 19. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people.
Be thou what?
For the people.
Oh man. Oh, I thought you sitting in your living room praising God and praising Jesus in the church. I thought that was your I thought that was you praising God. I thought you was serving the Lord, huh? I guess the Lord couldn't do without your song and dance. You in the Christian church, I guess that's for the Lord's benefit, huh? Who are you benefiting by saying that? By doing that? And then, all these Christian churches, what do they always do? They got the women up there trying to sing a fucking song.
Right.
And they can't even sing either. They all off note, off key. You ain't no damn Whitney Houston. You ain't no damn Beyonce. Stop trying. Stop trying to get your sing on. The nation don't need some more women to sing. Don't need all the women to get up and stand and be in a cute dress and sing a song.
Right.
I'm gonna sing a song to the Lord, everybody.
Right.
Hiya. All that garbage,
Right.
you know. Yeah, you in there singing a hiya and Yahya, Yahusha, or whatever. Yeah, Sham LaBoshe and all that garbage. You're not helping your people. That ain't helping your people, and that ain't helping the Lord. Really, the only one that's helping is you. Because everybody's supposed going to clap and not hurt your feelings and say you did a great job and you get to feel good about yourself. The only person really that cares about is you. Go ahead.
Be thou for the people.
Be thou for the who?
For the people.
Like I said, a scoffer, somebody trying to come up in there and say, "Are you fixing to murder somebody with that knife?" No, I'm fixing to protect somebody with that knife. Protect the school, protect my students, protect my wife and kids.
Right.
You understand? That's what I'm fixing to do. And a lot more I'll protect with. So that's a Christian mindset. That's another thing he's going to get into in this topic as well, with the North Korea denuclearization. Because the white man wants the North Koreans to denuclearize, take away all that nuclear bombs. But then the question is, so you at the table, are you going to get rid of all your nuclear bombs too? Since nuclear bombs are so bad, we don't want nobody to have them, and you want us to get rid of all of ours, are you going to get rid of yours too? If you get rid of yours, I'll get rid of mine. You don't say that when it comes to the white man. You just, we need to just be helpless sheep and disarm ourselves, just to keep all calm. I mean, if I'm armed, why should anybody mess with me? Why should I have to disarm myself? You understand? Why should I take away my knife and so if somebody come in here, a school shooter come in here, I can't toss it at his head and have it point out his head like that. But he can have come in here with the gun and shit, have a bullet in my head, huh?
Right.
I guess that part is no problem. Right? That's the same thing America's doing with North Korea. You take away your nuclear bombs. Well, are you gonna take away yours? Oh no, we need ours. You need yours, but you want us to get rid of ours?
Right.
That's an idiot. If North Korea gets rid of its nuclear bombs, they ain't fucking dumb as hell. But they ain't heathen, so no, it don't matter what happens to them. But Israel, Jesus Christ said, you keep your soldiers, you keep your spirit. Don't diminish your spirit for the white man. The white man should diminish his spirit for us. He should be acting less white around us.
Damn right.
While you sitting there trying to be less black around him, he should be less white around us. How about that? We have a compromise with that. You be less white, and then I'll be less black. But they don't want you to do that. They want you to be less black, and then they just going to be more white. They don't put away their suit and tie.
Right.
But they want you to put on the suit and tie.
Right.
They want you to take off your Hebrew garment, but they ain't going to take off their Roman tie.
Right.
They want you to cut your hair all down, but they can have their hair. They want you a bald head shaved black. Why do you think so many black men got that bald head shaved? You know what I mean? Besides the ones that's going bald, that's actually a custom to have the slaves shaved all the way bald.
Right.
You understand? They beard too, maybe the beard, because that's a sin. So they want you to shave your beard, but they'll keep all with their custom. All right. So let's keep it moving, because this is why this class is important, because we're going over brotherhood and important topics. All right. This is brotherhood and warfare. It's about the people. Go ahead.
To Godward that thou mayest bring the cause unto God.
This is talking with Moses when he was handling the people. All right, read on.
And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws.
Go ahead.
And shall show them the way wherein they must walk. And the work that they must do.
And the what?
The work that they must do.
The work that they must do. To serve the Lord is work. You understand? And who is the work for? For our people. Like GEN.YAHANNA broke down in class the other day. What makes a good captain of 13,000, which is the highest rank of captain you can achieve? He said, be the best servant. Who's the best servant? He'll be the best captain. You understand? Moses was a servant of the people. Moses didn't have all the people lined up, bringing him gold and wealth and everything like that and propping him up. He was serving the people, handling their matters, dealing with them. That's what we do in the UPK.
Right.
That's the true greatness. That's the true spirit of a prophet. That's the truth, basically, all around. That is the truth. We having camps. We're not having camps for. We're not building what we building. Just we building it for our nation.
Right.
You understand? That's the difference between us and a Christian. Why does a Christian do what he do? For himself and for his own direct family.
Right.
That's why he does what he does. If you where everything in your whole life is only, you do it only for the benefit of your direct family. That's the only reason you do it. Fuck everybody else. You're the same man, I'll sell drugs.
Right.
Because you say, well, look, I can bring all this money to my family and I can destroy your family. I don't have no problem keeping the market out so I can be destroyed. I'll be a part of destroying other people's families, but my family will be straight, taken care of. That's a Christian.
Right.
That's how every Christian thinks. Go ahead, warrior.
If I will, sir. And then with that mindset, the Lord will fight against you himself.
Right.
He will fight against you. You sit there and decide, I want to preserve my family, you know, and even if I have to sit there and diminish somebody else's family, now you're going to have an offense straight up with the Lord, and the Lord is going to destroy your family. Hell, he might save the families around that you were thinking to destroy to preserve yours. You see what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. And that's why we you know what I mean, we was doing work at the school here. All the soldiers and everything, we doing work for the school here, but we not doing it just for ourselves. We doing it for the future, for the generations that come into the school. For the brothers that's gonna come here and visit. We getting prepared for them. What you're supposed to do is, instead of destroying everybody else or being doing everything that you want to do to support your family, why don't you galvanize your family to help this nation? You didn't think of that, did you? Why don't you get your family to put together things to help the nation? In its truth, to help other families. Instead of you destroying other people's families to save yours, why don't you take your family and sacrifice your family as far as what they do with their time and their effort and their money, and take that and build up other families.
Right.
If you in the I.S.U.P.K, which is this is the only way this works. You can't do this out in the world because you're just gonna you'll just destroy your family and other families. You just destroy anything that you touch if you're in the world. If you're in the I.S.U.P.K, you got a chance to build. You understand? Your nation. But if you're in the world, you destroy anything you touch. Your own family, other families, whatever. Wherever you are, things are gonna get messed up and destroyed. Because you are in the world and you're not in the I.S.U.P.K. You're a sinner. But you come in the I.S.U.P.K, learn the law, statutes, commandments from the ground up. Now, instead of you know what I mean, trying to this is what most men are taught in this world. Do everything for your family. Your whole life is just about your family. Raising your kids, raising your family. That's all your life is about. Nothing else matters in your life as long as you take care of your family. No matter what you do, who you do it to. As long as you take care of your family. The truth of the matter is, your family, you should make your family help others. Help other families.
Right.
The scriptures say it's more blessed to give than receive. So instead of you trying to prop your family up to everyone trying to look for your family to help yours, why don't you give your family's time and effort and money and give to other families? You might find out that's exactly what your family needed the whole time. You might find out that's exactly what you needed, and that's what you needed in your life. That's the direction that you needed in your life to make you on the right track with God.
Right.
To give you in the right standings with the Most High. That might have been the whole problem the whole time. A lot of times depression comes on somebody who only thinks of themselves.
Right.
Suicide is from a selfish person.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you depressed and things like that, you're only thinking of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, to help depression is to think about somebody else.
Right.
Think about their problem. Because most likely, you look at other people's situation, they in a way worse situation than you ever was. But you depressed about your little situation, but his life is a situation worse than yours was and ever been, but you so worried about your damn self.
Right.
You got a place to live, you got food and drink, but you so depressed.
Right.
And there's a man next door, your own people, that don't have half of what you got. Right. The key is to not be all only on yourself. Christ said it. Christ said it. I mean, that's all Christ was about. Was his brother. And he said, "I lay my life down for my brother. You eat of this bread, you eat of me." You understand? That's what Christ's whole life was about: serving his brothers and helping his people and saving his nation. So if you're gonna follow Christ, what the hell do you think your life is gonna be about? You understand? Our people got to be more about serving each other and helping each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what the law, that's the whole damn, that's the love of the law. Love thy brother as thyself.
Right.
What that does is if we have our whole nation, when we take care of each other and we look out for each other on the level that the law say to do it, our nation will be so well taken care of. Because you'll look out for somebody for some way that you can help them, that they need. And all your cares will be taken care of because other people are going to be looking out for you.
Right.
It's just a revolving door, a circulating door that we're supposed to keep in our nation.
Right.
The problem is we do that for the white man, and black people, it's like, hey, fuck you, man. Get it on your own. Get it how you live. Get it how you live. Do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I gotta get mine. You gotta get yours.
Yeah, that's how it is with that. With the white man, it's all about helping America, serving America.
Right.
Yeah, just something you want to bring up?
Yeah. And then you know what? Here's the thing: when you think about somebody else, that like what the captain was saying, that takes the focus off you. Now you start to see life purpose.
All right.
Now you didn't see life purpose before, but now you're starting to see it now, and that's one of the major reasons why people commit suicide is behind lack of life purpose. And when you're completely selfish, it's all you're thinking about is only you. So your whole thought process when it comes to purpose is shut down. When you think about somebody else, now you see life purpose now the vision starts to broaden out. You see what I'm saying? Now the sun starts to shine again. You see what I'm saying? When you're just thinking about you all the damn time, then the sun's only going to get dark. Get darker and darker until you do the act and you found somewhere hanging, you know what I'm saying?
Right, basically. And look, what did we bring out? What scripture did he bring out earlier? We're going to be a nation of kings and priests. You understand? A king and a priest. A king is supposed to serve his kingdom. You understand? Right. A king serves his kingdom. That's what he's a good king anyway. A good king is going to make the kingdom better. Right. He's going to make the kingdom safer. He's going to make the kingdom eat. You understand? Right. That's what they say. That's a boss. You know what I mean? Boss is going to make sure that everybody eat. You understand? You ain't no king. You a sorry, sad ass excuse for a king if people are starving in your kingdom.
Right.
If people are hungry and without in your kingdom. The way that you measure yourself as a king is how well your subjects are taken care of.
Right.
That's the only way to measure yourself as a kingdom, as a good king. If everybody in your kingdom is starving and dying and depressed and it's horrible, your kingdom, you're not a good king, and your kingdom sucks.
Right.
Nobody even wants to be in your kingdom. They're trying to leave your kingdom. But if your kingdom is prospering, everybody's eating, everybody's taken care of, it's safe, everybody's looked out for, the right spirit is in your kingdom. The scriptures say, as the king is, so is the people. It's like, right. As the man, the ruler of the city is, so is the city. So if you are a good king, all your people eat good. All your people are taken care of, just brotherhood. That's why Christ is the ultimate king. There ain't many kings out there dying for his people.
Right.
Donald Trump ain't about to die for a goddamn body. He ain't about to die for nobody. I don't give a hit. I don't care who it is. The chief of staff, he probably won't even die for his own family.
Right.
You know what I mean? He'll say, shoot, hey, Hey, that's my wife gotta go. You know what I mean?
Just make another one.
Yeah, I was
Make
getting
another family.
yeah. That's exactly how he'll do it. He said, I can make
We're
another.
immigrants anyway.
Yeah. You can make another family. All right. So that's the quote. That's how a nation we're gonna be. We're gonna be a nation of kings and priests, and we're not gonna be slack ass, weak, sorry kings or
Right.
priests.
Right.
A priest's whole job is to work for the people. But what do you think a priest does every day? Answers everybody else's questions with their families, deals with their issues, feeds them, handles their sacrifices, intercedes for them before the Most High. He don't just do it for himself.
Right.
He ain't doing all the sacrifices because he's sinning a whole bunch. You sinning, so he got to do the sacrifices for you. He got to pray for you. He got to give you the counsel. He ain't giving the counsel for himself. He's straight. He know what to do. He a priest. Now he got to take his knowledge and help you with it. All right, so let's get the rest on where we at. Luke, Exodus 18:19. Was there any more than that? Give me more.
Okay. And God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the cause unto God.
Be for the people. Go ahead.
And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk.
That's our purpose. We got to show them in the way that they should walk. All right. Keep going.
And the work that they must do.
And the work that they must do. We have to show Israel the work that they must do. Israel, to be honest, Israel wastes a lot of energy on nothing. Israel, you want to see how Israel wastes his energy on nothing? Absolutely bullshit. Excuse my language. Go to one of the little dance classes that little girls be in. Or they be having whole teams. They have whole team in the South. They got whole teams, the majorette teams. They got teams of 30, 40, 50 young girls battling other teams all over the damn South. You know, they all come together and do a dance battle, and they dance in front of each other. They whip their hair, they do this, kick their leg up, do a little spin, do a little twerk move, and they battling. And all the women, all the families is all surrounding them, and they all spending energy on nothing.
Right.
You got 1,000 people in this dance group battle doing all this and that, and they do it for absolutely no fucking purpose. They do it for no fucking purpose at all that benefits nobody but just themselves as dancing. It don't benefit absolutely nobody. You understand? If we were to redirect that energy, we could damn near solve Israelite hunger across the world.
Right.
Think if we redirected that energy to sending food to Haiti, how many kids wouldn't have to eat mud cakes and mud cookies if all those little girls, when they practice it 4 or 5 days a week, 2 hours long practice. Think of if they took that energy and made real food for our brothers and sisters in Haiti who are eating dirt, literally. Think if they took that, and they pay for those classes too. Their parents go to work and pay the bitch like $200 a month for their daughter to take the classes.
Right.
Think if they all redirected all that money and time and energy into feeding our people.
Right. So she could
Go ahead.
So she could be the next top thought. You see what I'm saying? They putting all that energy so she could be the damn next top thought while they got damn people are starving. You see what I'm saying?
Got a black man on child support somewhere too. Got a black man on child support about to go to jail and get shot by the police while she's spending money on a dance team. And it's big too. Them dance teams is not small issue. You know what I mean? It's big. That's just one example of how we waste we waste our young people. They don't have the right direction, and we waste our money and our time, and we waste it. It's all a waste, man. We don't even think as a scale as a nation. We got a sad kingdom right now. You understand? Until we get up under command of GEN.YAHANNA. We have so much waste in our nation that gets wasted. Like, let's say you in America, you a Israelite in America. You might feel like you living good and you doing what you gotta do for your people, but you are actually wasting time and energy. We could uplift our whole nation across the world. We could uplift our whole people, or all the Israelites across the whole world could never be hungry again. could never be without, never have to rob, never have to kill, never have to join a gang for food and a way to live. No woman will ever have to sell her body. Or the girl, there's a countless number of Dominican Republic girls in the Dominican Republic that's selling that's selling ass to old stinking white men and little boys to tourists so they can have extra money to have what they need. We could squash the whole prostitution industry across the world for our people. I don't want to do it for the other nations. They're going to do whatever they got to do. But for our nation, we got to start there. You understand? Go ahead. Yes, I can bring that.
Right. And that's the whole purpose behind those dance teams and all that they want every little black girl being in. You see what I'm saying? And black boy, hell, they're having for them too. So that, you know what their hope is? While they're having a dance team, rehearsals and all that, right? You know what the biggest hope is that they have going on? That some older white men will come in with money and sit and watch. That's what their big desire is. That older white men will come in and watch and pay some attention to them who has money. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose behind them having the goddamn dance teams in the first place.
Yeah. They want them to come in, and it ain't gonna be all sexual at front. It's gonna be like he's coming to sponsor our team.
Right.
Oh my God, they're gonna be cheering. They think they in the Bring It On movie or some bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They be cheering and calling and thanking them. They'll bring a trophy out to the white man and hug them. All the little girls will be hugged on them and everything because he done sponsored the team and gave them a couple little funky ass dollars for them to continue to dance around the country. This also includes basketball and football. Don't think we give a fuck about that either. The Lord don't give a damn about no damn sports. So our young men is wasting time and energy running around, knocking each other upside the head in football, putting the ball in the hoop 20 million times, and all of that is a lack of direction, a lack of instruction that our nation is wasting time and energy and everything. We could have our nation could be the top nation in the whole planet. We could have every Israelite could live in a nice ass house and have a nice ass life and be set if we were to redirect our time and energy out of this waste and put it into our own people.
Right.
You understand? It all starts with the UPK though. You know what I mean? Because we got to teach. We're the ones who have to do it. It ain't something that you can go out and galvanize and get 20 little kids from the neighborhood and get them to go help in some volunteer service. Because what you'll end up doing is just helping the white man, really.
Right, that's it.
You'll be helping the white man. We're the only ones who have the spirit to do it for our own people. Right. Because a lot of times, if you do it for the white man, you'll get some type of reward from him. You know, you do it from the Lord, you ain't gonna get no reward or recognition from the white man.
Right.
Go ahead.
And if you outside the I.S.U.P.K, let me tell you what you're gonna do when you round up those kids. I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do. You round up 20, 30 kids, first damn thing you're gonna do is put a ball in their hand. You know what I'm saying? Just recycling the same old bullshit. That's it.
Right.
That's all you're gonna end up doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And the scriptures even backs this up in the Apocrypha, in the Bible, in the book of Maccabees, it say that the young men went to the gymnasium and started to learn how to do the games, and they did not have no more strength for the temple.
Right.
They stopped, they left the temple, where the temple, it wasn't nobody cutting the grass at the temple, keeping the temple in order, sweeping it, making sure it's glorious so we can feed our people. One day, that temple started getting run over with grass and leaves and overgrown and being run down because all the young men didn't have no spirit for the temple no more. For the nation. Right. The temple, out of the temple runs our nation.
Right.
Who do you think anoints our kings? When King David was a king, who put the oil on? Samuel. Where did Samuel come up from? The temple. Yeah. So if Samuel was playing basketball, how the hell was he going to be a prophet for the nation and anoint a king, help us destroy our enemies, and put our nation in order? How would that ever happen? Where King David will be a man throughout the ages if Samuel played basketball when he was 12.
Right.
Instead of serving in the temple when he was 12.
Right.
Oh, he had football. He was on the football team, Samuel. He was a great wide receiver. Oh. So you rather be a great wide receiver than be Samuel, a man that we talk about 5,000 years later, who's in the fucking Bible.
Right, right.
You tell me what's greater. What's greater? Someone who helped set up the whole nation. anointed Saul.
Right.
Saul wasn't a man. The Lord had to get him to tell him to do it right, killed Agag, and set up David. He used all his strength for that instead of basketball and football. And lacrosse, I don't give a damn what the hell sport he playing. Go ahead, you got something to drop?
Right, and then, they say, well, but see, they're young, though. They're young. Yeah, you know what? So was Samuel when he served in the temple. He was young, too. And his service inside the temple shaped his life so that he would be the powerful prophet of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? But when you sit there and slap the ball in their goddamn hand, what are they going to want to be after that? You know what I'm saying? If they don't make it to the NBA, let me tell you what they're going to end up doing. They're going to end up working some job some damn where, and they're going to have a child, and they're going to force that goddamn ball into his hand. And they're going to be like, nigga, you're going to fucking play this ball. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to do. And that's what ends up happening with us all the damn time.
Right. That's where you see a lot of these young dudes, they don't have no spirit. They don't have no spirit. They working at McDonald's somewhere, but they thought they was going to be in the NBA.
Right.
So you got this 6'5", black kid, and he's somewhere flipping burgers. He got no spirit. He's just like, a lot of times you see our youth, when they get to a certain age, when they start to realize they ain't going to go pro or some shit, they lose their whole spirit.
Right.
Because all their spirit was in basketball. So anytime they're doing something that's not basketball and they're not making it into basketball, they don't have nothing else. They don't even have no personality half the damn time. A lot of these basketball players, they don't have no personality except maybe they get basketball and then they come alive. Right. Because their whole spirit had been forced into basketball to where they don't have nothing else going on for themselves. Right. Like I said, they have no personality, no type of life, or something that they can do that's productive besides get a chance to go to the gym. That's all they learn. And it's and it's really sad. It really is. It really is. You know what I'm talking about? It really is. I done seen this stuff. I done seen this all throughout my whole life. I've seen what the captain was just talking about right now. I've seen this all throughout my life. And you know what ended up happening with a lot of them? A lot of them get angry. They have this deep-seated anger since they didn't make it, right? They end up becoming the hardcore criminals. You see what I'm saying? I knew a lot of niggas that was cold with a ball that end up becoming big dope dealers and mean and evil as hell. You know who the hell they blame? They end up blaming black people, but they'll still have honor for that basketball coach that coached them in high school. They should be pissed off at his ass. In reality, that's who they should be mad at. You know what I'm saying? That white dude that coached them, you know what I'm saying, that put this big dream inside their goddamn head, but didn't tell them that, look, this might not work out. You know what I'm saying? He didn't tell them that. He told them, no, it is going to work out for you. As long as you do this, it's going to work out. When he done seen many of people with a damn ball that was cold with a ball fail, but he's not telling you that. You see what I'm saying? He don't want to tell you that because he wants you to win the championship while you're in high school. Right, exactly. Because he already got a good job in the career. He just wants you to do your best job as in high school. He don't give a fuck what happened to you after that. Once you're too old to be on the team, he don't give a damn what happened to you. And then he figures also too, once if you actually do make it, right? If you become the crab in the bucket that actually, makes it to the top of the bucket, right? Right. Then you gonna look back and you're gonna, honor him for it. And if he get in financial trouble, guess who he can call on? He can call on you. I've seen that too. You know what I'm saying? I've seen, people go to the pros and they always honor the high school coach and all of that, right? But at the same time, let you with that ball break your goddamn leg, right? You come to him for something, he's not going to give you anything. But if you make it to the NBA, you see what I'm saying? He will pay your bills for you. You see what I'm saying? He'll give you money because he honors you so much as a father that he never had. You see what I'm saying? And the only damn thing that you cared about, he cared about you was in basketball. He didn't give a damn about your goddamn life. He never cared about you. You see what I'm saying? As long as he figured you could win a championship and make him look good, that was the border of his love for you. Right. You see what I'm saying? But you, on the other hand, will love him throughout eternity, and you go whatever accomplishments you make in life, you will look at him. You see what I'm saying? Even if you fail and didn't go to basketball, you just landed a decent job, you're always going to have a spot in your heart for that coach when he done aboard your behind a long goddamn time ago. Right. So let's jump back on the topic. Let's get Matthew 23:8. You understand? Because we are a nation, but our nation is full of, like I said, we are wasting time, wasting energy, all of that. Like, man, we could be building right now. We could be building our nation right now. You know what I mean? But under this leadership that we have under the white man, we not building a goddamn thing. You understand? We build basketball tournaments.
Right.
That's what we build.
Right.
Where 50 black men or 50 young black warriors are going to put the ball in the hoop. You know what I'm saying? They're going to put the ball in the hoop about 50,000 times today, and everybody's going to cheer and you're going to keep score, and then everybody's going to go home back to the same hill. When we could take that and go to every black, Hispanic, and Native American house in the neighborhood and fix up a house once every weekend.
Right.
Shit, you could probably do 50 houses or 10 houses a weekend with as many kids as playing these goddamn sports. If we had the right leadership, every neighborhood, we could take all them 50 kids or 50 young men that's playing sports all damn day and night, take them every weekend and build up our neighborhoods, clean up our neighborhoods, clean up old ladies' houses, make their houses straight, fix the neighborhoods, fix the little kid parks where the little kids is playing on the park, make sure that park is good, you know what I'm saying, or fix up, really you just only fix up the U.P.K. That's the main thing that need to be fixed up first and foremost. You know what I'm saying, the place where we raise up our mind to be free from the white man. You know what I mean? Because without that, we'll fuck around and just like I said, if you try to do something like this in the world, everything would just go all the way back to the white man at the end. You know what I mean? Everything you built up. Let's get more on that stuff.
Matthew chapter 23, verse 8. But be not ye called rabbi.
Yeah.
For one is your master, even Christ.
And right. And look, Christ is the only one we should be looking to. Like we look to Martin Luther King, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all these type of leaders. We look to them for direction. When did Martin Luther King tell you about the other tribes? When did Martin Luther King tell you about the law, statutes, and commandments? But we hold him in high regard. But he didn't even have the knowledge to let us know about our whole nation.
Right.
Like every nation has different sets of its nation, different types of people in that nation. We're so closed-minded that we only focus on one, or we barely focused on one part of our nation.
Right.
Martin Luther King only focused on the Negroes, on the tribe of Judah. He didn't even give a fuck about the other tribes, let alone to teach you to care about the other tribes. You understand? We could have already had this already fixed if everybody was listening to Commander GEN.YAHANNA. We wouldn't have the kids on the borders getting separated and the kid killed in the desert and dying and starving to death and dehydrating to death in the desert, trying to cross the Rio Grande and all this and that. We wouldn't have none of that. Kids getting molested and raped and in the jail cells. We wouldn't have none of that. We could have had all this handled if we would have listened to Commander GEN.YAHANNA about 5 or 6 years ago. We would have been marrying our Israelite brothers and sisters and getting them straight passage straight across the border. We would have handled all that. Then we would have fixed Mexico. Let alone just getting them over here. We'd have made Mexico better. You understand? Like, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in our nation that we should be doing for each other that we hoping the white man will do, or it's just never getting done. All right, get more on that.
Well, one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren.
We're what?
Are brethren.
All of us are what?
Brethren.
Read that part again.
All ye are brethren.
Say it again.
All ye are brethren.
We all are brethren. All the 12 tribes are brethren. You understand? All of us in this truth are brethren. The goal is that everybody's supposed to come into the I.S.U.P.K. or be under the I.S.U.P.K., under our rulership, under our guidance. That's the goal. But we would all are going to be we all are brethren. once you in the UPK. You're not, you know what I mean? You are brothers with brothers in the world, but it's a certain way you gotta treat brothers in the world as opposed to like Christ said, who is my mother and my father? Who is my brother and my sister? These that here labor among me, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? So if we was all in this UPK, first of all, as a nation, you gotta have the taxes. Taxes come from tithes. That's 10%. That's why most taxes mostly is around 10%. That's the money that's supposed to be, that's damn near like the gleaning of the nation. Like what the scripture says, if a man has a harvest or whatnot, he's supposed to leave the edges and not try to get every single piece of the edge of his farm and stuff, so he can leave some left over for the people, for the poor. You know what I mean? Today, today it would be, let's say if you own the warehouse. And if you ever been in a warehouse, I don't care what product the warehouse is making, there's a whole bunch of leftover stuff that can't be sold. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of it. You know what I mean? And then what do they do with that? The white man way, they just throw it in the garbage.
Right.
But we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to leave that for the poor. You understand? Like, for example, let's say you work at a warehouse making carpets. They make all the carpets rolled up, but then at the end of the roll, there'll be like, a couple feet left for carpet that you can't put and make a new roll and sell.
Right.
So now you got all this carpet. That you ain't supposed to throw that away and burn it or do whatever. You're supposed to have that. Okay, so a poor man can come and say,
right.
I'm building a house for my daughter, or I have a house and my kids, and I'm trying to make my basement into a room for my family. And he can come and get that carpet and use it. A poor man's supposed to come and be able to use that carpet. When you go to a restaurant, they throw all the food away in the white man society.
Right.
In our society, when you have the restaurant, all the leftover, you're supposed to leave for the poor.
Right. So that they can eat.
So that they can eat. Obviously, every man ain't gonna come to the restaurant and try to get the gleaning because he said, I already got food for my family. You know what I'm saying? Or a brother might usually have food for his family, but tonight, pickings is a little slim.
Right.
So he come around and get some of the leftovers from the restaurant and feed his family.
Right.
Just so, he can make sure, that he got enough. Black people, black people, you get paid every 2 weeks. So a couple times, right before you get paid, things gonna get slim. So if you got a brother who got a couple kids and a family, his family don't have to go without eating. Or have to make a meal out of nothing. He can go and get the gleanings from the restaurant, before,
right.
He gets paid, 2-3 days. So in 2-3 days, his family's still eating good.
Right.
You understand? Malnutrition is another big issue in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of them kids get them school lunches. That's really the only place they getting good proper nutrients. Other than that, they eat chips, something, whatever, it's barely nutrients. If it wasn't for the school lunches, they probably barely eat.
Right.
You understand? Let alone the food stamps and all this and that. Like, we can be able to take responsibility of our own people, and sooner or later, we're going to be forced to take responsibility.
Right. So,
Go ahead.
So, why not be, proactive on this thing and go sooner instead of wait for later? You know what I'm saying? Why not, get on the ball like right now? You know what I'm saying? For the thought of what's to come.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna get worse. We've been saying. Let alone, let's say Donald Trump get his second presidency. Donald Trump he's not doing what he want to do, all the things he want to do now, because he's trying to make sure to get his second term. That's how it always is. When the second term come around, it's like, all right, this is it. I can't do for a third term, so I might as well, I'll do everything I want to do.
Right.
Cut the food stamps, cut the this government program. You think Donald Trump ain't about cutting you think Donald Trump won't cut your little food? They're already trying to make they're making right now the HUD, Housing of Urban Development, which is basically the man who controls the projects, all the project apartments and stuff. The black dude, Ben Carson, they put him in there as the coon to be over it. What is he doing? He's tripling the rent. So now you think you was living, you think, oh, you don't have to worry about that. The white man take care of me. My white daddy take care of me. Now your rent about to be triple that you was paying for your projects apartment, your Section 8 apartment.
Right.
That's only in the first term. This is what's going on now in his first term. Let alone what he do in his second term.
Oh man.
They'll probably tear all of the projects down and build condominiums.
Right.
That's prime real estate, the project apartments.
Right. And the crime rate shoot through the roof. Because now these people, they don't have nowhere to go now. So what they not nowhere to go, nothing to eat. What they gonna do? They're gonna do crime.
Right. So we're gonna have to do this like I mean, obviously the brothers and sisters in the UPK, we get it together now. But if you in the world, you Black, Hispanic, and Native American, we warning you now. Like every class, every day, every camp, we warning you that America is gonna go down. That the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, and he is going to be the devil. And he's going to do more evil towards us. He's not going to just let us, live and thrive in any way, shape, or form. Tribe of Issachar is a prime example. They was coming to America, getting work, doing what they had to do, blah, blah, blah. What did the white man do? Turned on that. Turned on all of them. Used them up and turned on them and split their families up, using them for prison camps, using them for prison labor. The white man's the devil the Bible speaks of.
Right.
So you can get caught up in what you think the white man not gonna come to the tribe of Judah next? You think he ain't about to attack Black people next?
Right.
In a major destructive way? That's what he's coming for. He did with the Mexicans first because they was coming up. Black people, we just sitting to the side, thinking, hoping it don't come to us next.
Right.
Once they start building all these detention centers and start, keeping all these kids and everything, they're coming to Black kids next.
Right.
Too much crime. Too much crime in the inner city. We're gonna have to do something about it. Next thing you know, they'll be locking up all our people. They're already locking up all our people now.
Right.
They're gonna vamp it up.
Right.
They'll make it where your kid gets suspended from school, they'll put him in jail. Or put him in juvenile. Alright? Let's get more on that scripture. It said, and we are all brethren. Go ahead. Matter of fact, go to Judges 6:1. That's the main point I wanted. That we are brethren. There's 12 tribes of Israel. And we're going to have to start thinking as a nation, not as tribes. We think tribal. When you're in the world, you think tribal. Oh, Mexicans, I ain't worried about Mexicans, that's them. Oh, something happened to Dominicans? Oh, that's them. Something happened to Jamaicans? Oh, that's them. Not knowing that whatever happens to them going to happen to you. You think the Haitians, they're eating dirt cakes? You don't think that your kids won't have to eat dirt cakes one day? If the white man will let them do it, why won't he let you? You just so special, huh? You just so special that your kids won't be in extreme poverty because of what? Because the white man loves your kids more than the Haitian kids? Let one natural disaster happen in your city, and then you'll see how much the white man loves you. The people in New Orleans, our brothers and sisters in New Orleans, learned that the hard way there too.
Right.
They learned that the real hard way. Go ahead.
Right. When I first seen the footage of that, I didn't even know what the hell was even going on. But when I seen it, I thought it was somewhere in Africa or something. I'm serious. I didn't even know that was actually happening on American soil. You know what I'm saying? They looked like it was somewhere in Africa, you know what I'm saying, one of them dirt hut countries or something like that. I found that was actually New Orleans. I'm like, what the hell, serious?
Damn.
I was shocked because I didn't know nothing about it at first. But when I first seen the footage, you know what I'm saying, it looked like it was somewhere in one of them third world countries.
Dang.
You know, I'm dead serious.
Dang.
And it's just that quick for us to fall like that. It's just that fast. We can look like Haiti right now in 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much at all. Our situation here is fragile as hell. It's very fragile. So we can't sit there and think that we we're educated. It was filled up with the educated and the uneducated. It didn't matter. The uneducated was running around with dirt and mud and shit all on them too. You know what I'm saying?
It's a heavy point, heavy ass point. Like you said, damn, that's heavy. You look at the footage of New Orleans, you don't even see it as New Orleans. You see it, it's like, damn, it must be going on in Zambia or something.
Right, that's what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere off the goddamn Congo or something. I know what.
Damn.
You know what I'm
And look, but I bet you, if you would have went to the people in New Orleans a month before that, they'd been saying, "Oh, like you said, we're educated.
Right.
This is America. You know, you need to stop all that. All that type of stuff don't happen here."
Right.
The Lord showed you it could. Go ahead.
Right. Just in a matter of hours, though.
Right.
It didn't take long at all. It didn't take years or any of that. Just that fast. Bing. Just that quick.
Right. Like you got flood insurance or something in your house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's get more on that scripture.
6:1.
Judges 6:1. Let's start there.
Judges chapter 6 and verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord.
We did what?
Evil in the sight of the Lord.
Now, that is what's going to make things get worse. If we do evil in the sight of the Lord. Go ahead.
And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Midianites 7 years. Mm-hmm. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them dens which are in the mountains and caves and strongholds.
Our enemies came in against us. We was living in our own house, in our own city, in our own land, living good. And the Lord, we did evil in the sight of the Lord. The enemy came against us and prevailed. Now we was living in caves, in rocks, underground. You know how quickly that can happen with you? How quickly can a black person become homeless? You and your family. How fast can that happen? One phone call away. Hey, we don't need you to come in today because of what happened last week. You have too many absences. We're going to let you go. That quick. Now you scramble. Don't get 2 phone calls. You and your woman lost your job at the same time. It's over.
Right.
All right, go ahead. If you're outside the U.K., of course. Go ahead.
And so it was. And Israel had sown, and the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites.
The Jewish people again,
right?
White Jewish people, fake Jews.
And the children of the east, even they came up against them.
See, what you understand is weakness breeds more enemies, right? If we are a weak nation, more enemies are going to come. More people are going to come to try to pick off of us and prey off of us. That's why the Christian church is so destructive, because the Christian church weakens us for more enemies to come. I guarantee you, in every Christian church, every black Christian church was a Israelite school U.P.K. building, was an Israelite school U.P.K. church or school. I guarantee you, all these heathens would run in terror. They'll be running back to their home countries. They'll be fleeing. You understand? All the Chinese restaurants will get shut down. All the Arab joints, chicken joints will get shut down. All the Asian persuasion beauty salons will get shut down. What they do in the nails, shut down. All of it be shut down. It's just that simple. It's that simple of, as us giving the order, no sisters is allowed to go to a Chinese restaurant or to get their nails done from the Chinese people, or get pedicures. Everybody's ordered to get it from an Israelite of some way, shape, or form, or fashion, and then it's done. It's that simple. We'll probably, the beauty salons, we'll have to, transition slowly with that, you know what I mean? Because ain't nowhere else to get to shit, you know what I'm saying? We have to transition a little slower, you know what I mean? We can get the greases and stuff, but the picks and the combs and, the hair accessories, we ain't got no spots really for that just yet. But we'll get that real quick. Israel can jump on that real quick. All them little girls that's dancing, they can do that real quick. They can learn how to make hair supplies. In 1-2 hour session where they learning dance moves and learning routines, turn that into watching YouTube videos and doing studies and learning how to get beauty supply stuff, and we'll have all that done, and we can get that done in 1 week.
Right.
You tell all them bitches that's teaching all the stripper moves, and tell them to teach them how to do beauty hair supply stuff for black people, and all that we'll shut down every beauty supply store across the nation. And you know what we just did? We just created about 1 million jobs. Just that simple.
Right.
We just created about 1 million jobs and about 100,000 black businesses. You understand? Just that quick. That's why the Israelite school, the I.S.U.P.K, is the most hated Israelite group on the whole planet.
Right.
Is the most hated group, period, on the whole planet. Is the most attacked group, period, on the whole planet. Because we're the most powerful and we make the most difference. We actually make the only difference. You understand? As we grow and our power grows, it's the end of society as you know it. It's the end of white supremacy as you know it. All right? That's why the I.S.U.P.K is so important. That's why we bring out all the sisters in the school. You're supposed to be putting in work for your brothers, cooking for your brothers, cleaning, doing everything you can, anything you can do for the school and for the brothers in the school.
Right.
You find it and do it, and make it, and don't make it like a one-time thing. That's what some sisters do too. They just make it a one-time thing, but it's one and done. I did it one time. No, a nation going to need things perpetually, to where you can't even do it no more. You have to teach somebody else to do it.
Right.
Nation going to continue to need. You understand? We're going to definitely need prophets. So, the brothers need soldiers, all the black men, all y'all need to wake the hell up and get up in here and start learning from the ground up as well. And the sisters too. Start learning from the ground up as well, and then start doing from the ground up. As much as brothers putting in work and getting to camp, every sister should be putting in work and doing something for her husband and her camp and her city, and the brothers in the school just as much as the brothers is doing going to camp. Going to camp. All right, get more on that scripture. We're going to end the class in about 10.
And they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth, till thou comest unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel.
Our enemies destroyed all our crops and left nothing left for us. Go ahead.
Neither sheep, nor ox, nor ass.
Go ahead.
For they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude.
It's the heathens coming. Go ahead.
For both they and their cattle were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it.
Go ahead.
And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord.
And that was one thing we did right. We cried unto the Lord. All right. You know how quickly the white man can make all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all black people impoverished? The job you're working at, all you got to do is outsource it. All you got to do is give it to some heathens.
Right.
You think a heathen can't do the same job you're doing? You're just that special, huh? You can find that out real quick, that you're replacing. All the white man do is take one of them countries that's all fucked up and make a treaty with them, bring about 1 million of them over here, and they just give them your job.
Right.
Do you understand? They just hire them, and they'll just leave you to be impoverished to focus on what to do. You have to do crime or something. The only way to feed yourself. All right. That's how fragile, like I said, our existence here is very fragile. It's not safe, it's not secure, it's not stable in any way, shape, or form or fashion, except in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
Except in the I.S.U.P.K. That's the only stability. The scripture says, knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. You'll find out real quick that it ain't got nothing to do with nothing else except you being in this I.S.U.P.K. and having knowledge of in this truth. That's the only thing that's going to keep you stable. All right? And that takes, like I said, we're gonna be working together. Your service to the Lord ain't like serving the Lord, like you're gonna bring the Lord drink and food and water. Christ said, you gave me food and drink and water by doing it to the least of these, my brethren.
Right.
By doing it for, the Lord ain't gonna get thirsty and need you to give him some water. But your brother will be thirsty. Your sister will be thirsty. Your sister and your brother will be hungry. You need that. That's why this I.S.U.P.K so strong. Like Officer Trop said on the tape, you know what I'm saying? I.S.U.P.K in the house forever. You know what I mean? Because this is not going to stop and it can't stop.
Right.
This is the last hope.
Right.
It's the last hope. It's the only place that's dedicated to our survival and our existence and our benefit. This I.S.U.P.K is the only place dedicated to that for strictly blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I ain't talking about no other nation. You join Red Cross, you'll be helping everybody. You'll be in Asia next week.
Right.
I bet you won't be in Chicago though. You ain't
Right.
gonna be in no Empire. You ain't gonna be in Haiti. I guarantee you ain't gonna be there helping them, bringing them truckloads of food. You understand? All that money that was supposed to go to them, where did it go? It went to wherever the hell the white man wanted it to go.
Right.
Right? All the black people, what did they do? They donated all this money to Haiti, but they left it up to the white man to be in charge. The Haitians never seen a damn drop of that money.
Right. Right.
Right now, go to one of the Haitians there. They'll say, and they'll say, I ain't seen none of that. I ain't seen no money. They ain't write me a check or nothing. They could have gave me, since they had all this fucking money, they could have gave me a $10,000 check. I would have took it and built my house back.
Right.
But instead, I'm living in a tent, a plastic tent made out of a tarp tent. I've been living in this tarp tent for 5 years since the hurricane. But all this billions of dollars went to Haiti.
Right.
But the actual Haitians didn't even got their houses rebuilt. They could have took that money and just rebuilt the whole island. As much money that went to Haiti. But they did not do that. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Right.
You understand? They have not, like I said, the black people in New Orleans, they didn't get their houses rebuilt and all that. They rebuilt New Orleans for white people.
Right.
The white man is going to build up his for his people. He's not going to build up for us. We got to do that on our own with the strength of the Lord in this I.S.U.P.K. It's the only way it's going to get done. All right. And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Tarab. He's going to read the security announcements and do the Lord's Prayer, and then that's the only prayer. All right. Also, tell them about the Black Expo weekend and stuff.
We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th of the Hebrew, Ma'asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. We will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. What we have going on, we have the Black Expo coming up here in Indianapolis, which will be July the 19th through the 22nd. Commander GEN.YAHANNA and all the heavy hitters is going to be here in Indianapolis. Be here. Also, too, the Bantu Festival in Chicago will be happening the very next week after that, which will be happening in Chicago. Go to that also. Announce holy convocation from Sheep, remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that being said, the Madu, upon our Kedam, we can rise and face the east. Abanaw, Bashamaya, Gadash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Balaka, Taba'ah, Rizaka, Ayah, I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Baharatazah,
Kawa,
Haya, Bashamaya, the thunder now, the call, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kabawaki now, Asalak now, Kabawaki now, Nabiyah now, Banasai one, Abal, Awashai now, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, Lawalayim, Amon. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the forever. So be it. So,
Let me see what time it is.
Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak,
Yahweh,
Yahweh, courtesy salute to the sisters. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak,